Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House, and today I'm back with some more of Island's Puzzle Hunt. Two options left, double digits and the gallery. Let's go with the gallery. Ooh, chess puzzle? The gallery, finding the name of the painting that inspired these ones and investigating its history might reveal what went wrong here. Paintings that inspired these ones. Okay, so seems like another bunch of mini puzzles. 25, 12. 2, 5, 1, 2. It's definitely a chessboard. Okay, so this is like how a knight moves. Yeah, so we made the number 2 with the knight. We made the number 5 with a bishop. We've made the number 1 with a rook, probably. And we're making the number 2 with probably a king. So I'm wondering if these are just saying to index into each of those pieces. So let's try just indexing into the names of these pieces. The second letter of knight is an N. The fifth letter of bishop is an O. The first letter of rook is an R. And the second letter of king is an I, which spells Nori. I think that's correct. Let's see if partial verification is on for this puzzle. It is not. All right, this is the next puzzle. We have 4 cards here. We have a 5 of spades, a 1 of diamonds, a 2 of diamonds, and then, is that hearts? 5 of hearts? Maybe it's kind of the same thing we did before, and we just index into the suit. So that would give us E, D, I, T, edit. That seems like it could be right. Okay, this is our next mini puzzle here. What all do we have here? Are these all... These are all balls, I think. These are all like different sports balls. That's the 8-ball in pool. This looks like a baseball. And it looks like those sports are what go into these blanks up here. And then this is telling us which letter to extract in each case. So this is definitely pool, this is baseball, and this is basketball. What is this? Oh, bowling. Bowling has the 3 holes in the ball. So it's W-O-E-S, woes. This might be spelling something with the first letters. Also, all the answers are 4 letters long so far. So we have a semaphore letter here. I'm guessing that this is saying, yeah, look at the corner, how it's shaded and how it rotates each time, one corner over. So I'm guessing we just rotate our semaphore as well. So this is the first letter, where it should be to the right and then up left once we've rotated this. So that gives us a Y. Then if we rotate 90 degrees again, it should be down and upright, which is an E. Then we rotate 90 degrees again, and it should be left and downright, which is an S. So that spells yes, which could just be the answer by itself, but I'm wondering if this is also supposed to be used. That would give a K. Yesk. Yesk? I don't think so. I think the answer to this one is just yes. So maybe they're not all 4 letters. This is going frighteningly easy so far. So we have numbers, and then we have like a 7-segment display. And we're rotating something. Oh, okay, I think I see. So we record the number 5 into this digit on a 7-segment display. Let me do this in sheets. So recording 5 on a 7-segment display would look something like this, more or less. The next number is what? 20, 40, 60, 71. So we need to record 71 into this next 7-segment display here, which would look something a bit more like this. And then the last one seems to be 0, so we're just gonna record a 0 over on that side. So if you can imagine that we have 5710 written here, I believe the next step is we flip the whole thing upside down, so that will look like an O, this will look like an I, L, S. I believe it's oils. Next sub-puzzle, we have grid. No letter Z. Oh, okay. Good. So we have a 5x5 grid. We're presumably putting all the letters of the alphabet in there except for Z. And then these numbers are just telling us where to extract. So this would be an R, U, and B. I believe the answer is rub. Timeline? We have a ruler. We have boxes. Presumably letters are going into these boxes somehow. I don't know what we're filling into the boxes yet. But there are different points on... I wonder if it's like SI prefixes. Because we're doing measurements here. What would all this over here be? Oh, this is showing us whether things are bigger or smaller. So, yellow is smaller than green. And we go down to red. So I think smaller is down and bigger is up. Okay, this is a pretty good chart. We start at 1, and then as we get larger, which on our graph is upwards, on this graph is downwards, so we just got to keep that straight. Deca is going up to 10, hecto is 100, and we see we have 5 spaces there. And then the next one is kilo. So our first letter, the number 1 there, should be the K from kilo. Then we skip from 1,000 up to 1,000,000, it looks like. Yep, and that's mega. And then we skip 3 spaces again up to giga, where we get the letter I. So we have K, I. 0.001 is milli, so we get MIL. And 0.01 is centi, so we get CENT. So putting that all together, we get KILT, kilt. I'm on a roll. Hit me with this next mini puzzle. We have Roman numerals. What are we doing with our Roman numerals? Here we have 9 times 11 is 99, plus 1 is 100. So that would be Roman numeral C. Here we have 2 times 2 divided by 1. So that would just be 4, which is Roman numeral IV. Here we have 2 times 1 divided by 2, which would just give us 1, which is Roman numeral I. And now we have 30 times 3 is 90, plus 10 is another 100, so we get Roman numeral C. That spells civic, which is probably our answer to this part. So we can have a 5-letter word as well. This is, I'm guessing, talking about the different ghosts of Pac-Man. I gotta look up their names, but it's like Inky, Pinky, Squeaky, and Floppers, something like that. Right, it's Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. So our first letter comes from the pink one, which is Pinky, so we get an I. Our second letter comes from Blinky, so an N. And our third letter comes from Inky, which is a K. So that spells ink. Great progress. Next up we have phone, a phone code. So we have the numbers of a telephone that each have letters associated with them. We're starting down here, it looks like, and I think the 1 dot means we should take the first letter. So that's the letter T. Then we move up here to this space, and we want to take the third letter, so that's an O. And then we move down here where we take the first letter, which is P. So that spells top. A bunch of grids. Oh, are these months of the year? So assuming we're just going in the given order, this would be January. So that gives us a Y, an E, and a T. Spells yet. Okay, I think we just have one sub-puzzle to go. We have elements of the periodic table. Element 85 is astatine, which is AT. So I think the second letter of our word is going to be T, because the red matches up. 22 is titanium, TI. So the first letter of our word is an I, TM, and so we get an M as the final letter of our answer. Cerium, CE, that puts an E here, and that spells item. So we have New York City I. Is this something? Oh, it is a painting. New York City 1. So the painting's called New York City, but there's an unfinished version of the work called New York City 1 that has strips of painted paper. We probably have to do whatever the flavor text is saying. Finding the name of the painting that inspired these ones and investigating its history might reveal what went wrong here. Okay, so we need to read up on the history of New York City 1. In 2022, it was discovered that the artwork had been hanging upside down for years. Okay. Gotcha. So that's why this picture is shown upside down. So I wonder if we're supposed to, like, turn... Oh. I was wondering if we were supposed to just turn our answers upside down, but now I'm starting to think that we may have to turn the entire puzzle upside down. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy if we have to solve all the sub-puzzles again, but upside down? So starting with our periodic elements and imagining that the whole thing is now upside down, we have 85, which was the same element here, but now the blue is going to be on the first letter. Element 85 was astatine, and now the blue letter is an A. So the second letter, because it's all upside down, the second letter of our answer is an A. So we need the T for thulium is the first letter of our answer. We need the first letter is C, and that's going to be the third letter of our answer, so we get tact. That's crazy that if you solve the puzzle one way, you get item, and if you solve the puzzle upside down, you still get an answer that's tact. And what's more crazy is that I think they did that for 12 sub-puzzles. So now we gotta keep going. All right, now we're on our months of the year. If everything's upside down, this isn't on October anymore. This is now on the third month of the year, March. So the third letter of March is a letter R. This is on November. The second letter of that is an O. And this is on December, the seventh letter. So we spell row. Again, a valid word. All right, now for our telephone code, all of our numbers are going to be swapped upside down. So if this is upside down, we're starting in the top middle, which is the 2. So we're starting with the letter A. Then we're going here for an I. And then we are going up here for a D. So that spells aid. This one doesn't change too much except which letter from each of these words we're indexing to. So our first letter, instead of being the second letter of pinky, if this is upside down, we actually want the fourth letter of pinky, which is a K. Then we need the third letter of blinky, which is an I. And we need the second letter of inky, which is an N. So that spells kin. All right, back to our Roman numeral puzzle. Solving it backwards, we have 10 plus, so this is still going to give us a C, I think. Now we have 2 times 2, so 4 goes here. Then we have 1/2 times 2, so 1 goes here. It might just be civic again. Yeah, up here we're going to have 1 plus 9 times 11 again, so it's still 100, so we still get civic. All right, yeah, okay, so this time for the sub-puzzle, we're flipping our SI units upside down. So the main thing that we're changing, again, is just which letter we're indexing into the words. So we need to go towards the bigger end of the scale, 3 ticks to kilo, but instead of extracting the first letter when this is upside down, we're extracting the last letter, which is an O. Then we need to go all the way up to giga, but instead of extracting the second letter, we're extracting the second to last letter, so a G, E, ogle. All right, next up, we have our letters of the alphabet in a grid. Still no Z, even when it's upside down. So we have A, B, C, D, E is the second letter. F, G, H is the first. And X is our last letter, which spells hex. So this is just, since we flipped this upside down, and since these numbers aren't going to change whether they're upside down or not. Oh wait, I think things might change, because the first digit of this is going to be here instead of here. So instead of writing 5710, we are going to be writing 0715, and upside down that's going to give SILO, silo. And instead of up and down left, we're starting essentially with down and upright. So then we have to rotate that 90 degrees clockwise. We'd be getting left and down right, which is an S. Then we need to do that again to get up and down left. That's a K. And then we do it one more time to get right and up left, which is a Y. So SKY spells sky. Okay, we get to our sports ball puzzle. When this is upside down, we are taking the third to last letter of bowling, which is an I. We are taking the second letter of pool, which is an O. We need this letter of basketball, B-A-S-K-E-T, so we get a T. And then we need this letter of baseball, B-A-S-E-B-A, so that spells iota. All right, we're on to indexing our suits of cards. When this is all upside down, this is our first letter, so we need the fifth letter of hearts. That's a T. We need the second and first letter of diamonds, which is ID, and we need the fifth letter of spades, which is in E. So instead of edit, we spelled tide. That one just flipped our answer. And lastly, we need to do our chess puzzle once again. This is still going to be a number 2, even upside down, so we need to index twice into king to get an I. We need the first letter of rook, which is an R. We need the fifth letter of bishop, which is an O. And we need the second letter of knight, which is an N, and that spells iron. So, Trecosit. I think it's still reading in this direction, still starting with the first puzzle, so maybe just each individual puzzle we were turning upside down. This gives it is shock art. Let's try it. Shock art is correct. What a great puzzle. I think when you have a really, really cool idea like this, something really fun like, hey, find this piece of art and then do the thing that famously was wrong with it, I think that's a really fun setup for a puzzle. I had a good time with this puzzle, even though it was on the easier side. I really, really liked this and had a good time with it. I'm now noticing that our story has some exclamation points near it. Ah yes, meta, building the deck. We've unlocked the meta puzzle. So yeah, we haven't had an update to our story since the beginning. Building the what? You review the contract, and yes, build a deck is on there. Should have looked that over earlier. But getting things done, especially those unexpected things, is why you've developed such a strong reputation on the island. This is it. Finish the job and you can move on to bigger and better things. And you have an idea about what might help. Okay, so we only have one feeder left and then the meta. Let me know your thoughts on the island puzzle hunt down in the comments section below. I am having so much fun with this and I'm excited to finish it up and see how this ends. But that's all I've got for you today. Until next time, have a great day, and as always, happy escaping. Bye!